Hey guys, welcome back. About a week ago, we did a video on helping tenants if you're in a situation where you can't make your monthly payment due to COVID-19. But since then, I've actually had a couple landlords reach out to me to ask me the exact same question, but from their side. If I'm a landlord, I have tenants in the property, what if they can't pay? What should I be doing? So that's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into it, I'm Jeb Smith, real estate broker here in Southern California, and I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch. If you're new to my channel, it's all about real estate, all about finance, currently all about COVID-19 and how it affects real estate and finance. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if it interests you at all. And at the end, if you like the video, hit the like button. Again, it helps more people see it, which is ultimately my goal, to help educate buyers and sellers out there and make sense of this knowledge that, make the knowledge a little more understandable, if you will. So anyway, thank you for taking the time to watch. So let's dive into it. So let's say you're a tenant and you own a property and you've got tenants in there. And let's say they haven't even missed a payment yet. The first thing you should be doing as a landlord in this environment is reaching out to your tenants. You should be having a phone conversation with them to find out what their situation is. Now, as a real estate agent who has clients who have rental property, I've been reaching out to a lot of these tenants to have that conversation on their behalf, just to find out where they are. Are you able to make your payments? Have you been affected by COVID-19? If you have, what's the situation, etc. So as a landlord, you should be having those conversations to find out what the situation is so that you can get ahead of it. You should also, in those conversations, let your clients know, let your tenants know that you're there to help them. You're there to work with them. You understand what's going on and that it's a tough time. It's a time to show empathy towards your clients and help guide them, in this difficult time. Now, a lot of them probably have their jobs, but a lot of them may know somebody that's been affected, or they could be affected themselves. So it's a time to show that empathy and let them know that you're there to help. But it's also a time to explain your situation as well, that you've got a mortgage on the property and that if they don't pay their mortgage, that you can't pay, if they don't pay their lease, you can't pay your mortgage, so that they understand. And also help them understand that, by missing a payment, if that's the situation that they're in, that it doesn't go away. I mean, you need to let them know that and help them understand that it's going to be something that is paid at some point in the future. It's going to be something that you're going to have to work out, whether it's paid, next month or paid over a period of time, and let them know the downsides. Hey, look, if they tell you they're not planning on paying at all, that you're going to be reporting it, it's going to affect their credit. You should be having those conversations, right? While they're difficult to have, letting people know their options and what to expect is huge right now, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, and a lot of people think, well, hey, I'm just not going to pay. The government is going to help them out, and this thing's just going to go away. That's not the reality. And as a landlord, it's your job to explain to your tenants exactly what's going on. Now, let's say your tenants are in a position where they have been affected and they're not able to pay a portion of the rent. Maybe they can pay part of it, maybe they can't pay any of it. We don't know, right? So once you have that conversation, one way to help them out is to let them know that, hopefully as a landlord, you got a security deposit when you sign the agreement. So you have that security deposit, hopefully still have that security deposit somewhere, and that you can use that security deposit towards their rent. Now, explain to them what happens if they use that security deposit. Hey, look, if we use a portion of this security deposit towards your lease, we're going to need to replenish that in coming months so that we have that full security deposit. And or, hey, if we use this security deposit towards your lease, there's not going to be a security deposit at the end when you move out. Either way, whatever decision you decide to make, let them know now where, how you're going to be using that security deposit. So say, for example, the lease is $2,000 a month, $2,000 a month, and they can pay $1,500. You want to have that conversation up front that, hey, look, if you can't pay the full lease, how much can you pay? Find out what they can pay, and then you come up with a solution for the rest, right? So you're trying to get something rather than nothing, at least to get, some money coming in to help you pay for your mortgage. Now, understand that if you're unable to pay for your mortgage at all, there are options out there with regards to forbearance, where lenders are helping you as a property owner, as a landlord, if your tenants aren't making the payments. Now, I'm not going to get into forbearance here. I will link to the video here above where you can check out more information on that, or you can comment below. I'm happy to guide you through that process in that conversation there. But, if they're not able to make their full lease payment then there's an option to use their entire security deposit toward the lease, or maybe they're able to make a partial payment and you can take a portion of that security deposit and apply it to the difference, at which point you can spread that out however many months they need in order to help come up with that rent. Now, say for example they're not able to come up with any at all. Again, you're having that conversation that, okay, I understand whatever the situation is, but it's going to be due in coming months. So this is how we're going to structure it going forward, and let them know that you're there to work with them. But whatever you decide to do, make sure you put it in writing as well. So you're not just having that conversation over the phone, you're putting it in the mail, certified, sending it to them so that you have some copy of it, as well as maybe an email. So, make sure you're backing up conversation in different formats so that you can prove, if anything ever comes of this, that you have that in writing. So the option is, again, number one, is to use that security deposit in order to help get you through this tough time. Option two would be to, if they're not able to pay, that you do the forbearance and work out some sort of payment agreement with them, whether it's spreading it over the next year or spreading it over the next couple of months where they start paying it back. But nevertheless, having these conversations now, while maybe not ideal, lets the tenant know what to expect, and also let you know what to expect. You know what to expect, whether your lease payment is going to come in each month, and allows you to plan accordingly on your side. Again, I understand that these situations are hard to deal with and difficult conversation to have, but expectations help guide people through these crazy times, and knowing what to expect by speaking to them up front and guiding them and letting them know they have options will get you further down the road in the long run. So, there are some additional options. I'm not going to make this video too long here, and none of them are super ideal, but using that security deposit is probably number one. Spreading out the rent is number two. So if you have additional questions on this and, or further clarification, do me a favor, comment below. If you have additional topics you want me to touch on here with regards to COVID-19 and real estate and mortgage, do me a favor, reach out to me directly. I'm happy to do those as well. Either way, I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I will join you again soon. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.